Hey guys, what's up? On this video, I'm gonna be ranking the Fireteam perks on Predator Hunting Grounds. I have been asked to do this video a while ago, and even though I have already made videos talking about Fireteam classes and loadouts in general, and it should come to no one's surprise which are gonna be the perks that I'm gonna be ranking here. Like, it's pretty obvious by the way that I play, the perks that I use on my loadouts, and for those of you that have been watching my videos for a while, like which are gonna be the perks that I'm gonna be ranking here, which one is I'm gonna be mentioning in this video. But anyway, I decided to just make a video here just to be more clear on the subject, because some people still don't seem to realize which are clearly the perks that seem to be the most overpowered as the Fireteam, which are like the top 5 in this game. I'm sure some people might not agree with the exact order, but I think pretty much everybody's gonna agree that these 5 perks I'm gonna be mainly talking about in this video are clearly like the best ones in the game. At number 5, I'm putting Action Hero here. It's a very useful little perk here, only costs 2 perk points, so you can pretty much like easily use in most builds that you want in most of the classes in this game. Of course, there are some classes which I don't think I would prefer to use something more OP than this, for sure, but it is a perk that it comes in hand in many situations. Increasing the hipfire accuracy allows you to not have to always ADS to be able to damage the Predator. Decreasing the spread of the bullets allows you to just hipfire, you know, and you're gonna be able to hit more shots more often, as the spread of the bullets is gonna be lower than the usual in this game. And if you're like crouching, which increases the hipfire accuracy as well, it becomes even easier. And if you're using a class that has hipfire accuracy, increasing hipfire accuracy has a passive, it helps even more, because as I mentioned many times, everything in this game stacks, from like damage reduction, damage boosts, passive abilities like this. Everything just becomes easier, and which is why I think that Action Hero is specifically better in certain classes. I think that some classes clearly benefit more from having this perk than others, and as well has some weapons like 1011 pistol, which is the weapon with the highest damage per second in this game. I mean, everybody's seeing my videos how I just empty the entire clip of the pistol and tend to pretty much like take out the Predator HP in just a few seconds. Like, that's like in a 1v1 situation. The damage per bullet of the pistol is just really high, and so with Action Hero it just makes it easier for you to be able to do that. With the pistol you never want to ADS, like it's better to just hip fire. And if the hip fire is easier, if you have like a better accuracy for it, it allows you to be able to hit those shots on the Predator easier, and Action Hero helps with that. So all you want to do, as many of you guys see my videos, if the Predator comes too close to me, I just crouch, and with Action Hero I just empty the entire clip of the pistol, and it just tends to be able to allow me to hit more shots, and the more shots that I hit on the Predator, the more damage it is. Also helps with the Hammerhead or the Sniper to be able to do no scope, so you don't have to ADS. Just many situations. It helps a lot. It's just not gonna be as OP as the other perks that I'm gonna be talking about here. Doesn't make that much difference, but in combat, Action Hero helps a lot, and some classes as well, like Dutch 87. As Dutch 87 has increased the hipfire damage, you always want to be able to hipfire as much as possible in this class, because you're gonna be able to do more damage on hipfiring, unlike while you're ADS. So always hipfire with Dutch 87 as much as possible. And with Action Hero, it gets easier to be able to do the hip firing, which is gonna give more damage, and the more damage is always better. It's how you win games. It's always a race to which side can out damage the one first. Assault as well is a class that can benefit a lot from having Action Hero. Already has the passive of increased hip fire accuracy, and this is stacks with Action Hero, so it gets even easier to be able to use the hip fire. With the pistol, it's just so easy. Like all the bullets, even if you try to shoot very fast, if you are tapping the keys very fast to be able to empty the entire clip, it's like it has like barely much recoil and like spread to the bullets. It just becomes so easy to be able to hit all the shots with the pistol against the Predator when you have like this. Dutch 25 also the case. It has also this passive which can help with this class. Scout is also a class that I like to use this perk on, mainly because the focus of the Scout, his greatest strength for damage is of course the pistol, which the pistol, like I said, is already the gun with the highest DPS in the game. And when you have duelists that increase the damage specifically for the pistol, you want to be able to always maximize the potential of the pistol. And like I said, you don't ADS with the pistol, you always want to hip fire, so put Action Hero on the Scout as well. And those are the reasons why I think that Action Hero belongs to the number 5 spot here for best perks in the game. At number 4, I put Double Time here. Double Time is a perk that can be used for in most of the classes here. It makes you faster, so Faster movement speed helps in chasing the Predator down, running after him, dodging attacks, running behind cover. Many situations double time can save your life, for sure. And specifically on the Scout, he just becomes so stupidly fast. The Scout is already the fastest class in the game. When you put double time on top of that, he just becomes super fast, but it can also be used in other classes. You can put it like on Dutch 87. He's gonna be like a tanker Scout, less speed of course, but since he's already tanky, like he doesn't need like other like perks that increase HP or like tankiness overall as much as like other classes. Of course, I put double time on Scout, but before I put thick skin, which I'm gonna be mentioned after, which I think that perks that increase HP and survivability in general tend to be more useful and more OP than double time. Of course, dodging can be useful. Sometimes double time allows you to dodge attacks, but the Predator can still hit you. If the Predator is aiming well, is doing well, like he's still gonna hit you anyway. So you're gonna get down faster. If the Predator has like his aim, everything is going well for him. With double time only, you're gonna get down faster. While with thick skin, it allows you to stand longer in the match, to stand longer up. It's gonna be harder for the Predator to get you down while you have thick skin, which is why I know this might bring some argument between people. Why I already had like some people mentioning, "Well, what's better, double time or thick skin?" And for me, clearly thick skin, just because as I see in practice, well, what happens when you have like everybody was in thick skin or tanky classes, how hard it is to be able to down those guys. Well, with double time, sure, extra speed helps. However, the Predator, you can still down them. You can still get those players down, even if they have faster speed with the right weapons as the Predator. So double time, very useful perk. Also on Assault, especially if you're using a Fanatic, because Fanatic is a spec that also increases speed. It's supposed to only work while you have lower than 50% HP. However, there's this bug that if you heal with Sirets, the effect still stays on. So even if you activate the Fanatic but getting to low HP, and if you only heal with Sirets, no medikits, the effect of this boost that is supposed to only happen where your HP is low, it can still stay active even if your HP is high, which becomes very broken, which is why some of us even banned Fanatic in private games. But well, anyway, this stacks with double time. So I think Assault with double time and Fanatic probably becomes even faster than Scout with double time. It just becomes stupidly fast. Like Assault is just insane, and a Fanatic also increases damage, so very OP specialization, has increases both damage and speed, and people can exploit it to have it always active. So yeah, double time number 4, the fourth best perk in this game in my opinion. You can also put, I was gonna mention it because I'm gonna mention the third perk, which is here, but you can also try to put double time on this class, but I would still put thick skin first. Like I would put it like in here. If I was gonna use double time on Recon, I would probably place it here. Oh yeah, on support, I don't think it makes that much difference on support. It costs 5 points, which for the support class, like it's kind of limited, the amount of perk points, which is the main weakness of this class here. I would not put double time on support, as I think its strength should be for something else. I mean, if they had more perk points, sure, but I prioritize Gearhead on like support class. And with double time, of course, support is really slow, and yeah, maybe you want to decrease that weakness of the support class, but I would say no. I would say like you should focus on something else on support. I don't think double time makes that much difference. It's still gonna be kind of slow. For number 3 perk, I'm gonna be putting Tracker, and you guys might say, oh, why are you putting Tracker in the 3rd place? You always talking about how overpowered the Tracker perk is. And I'm like, yeah, it is very overpowered. It's one of the most broken things in the game, but only on Recon. If you put Tracker on the other classes, it's really not that overpowered, and there are better perks to use on other classes. On Recon, sure, it's completely overpowered, mainly because the Recon class has already a longer spot duration, has a passive, and this stacks with Tracker, so the spotting duration goes up to 9 seconds, with the normal for most classes is gonna be 4 seconds. So like it's stupidly insane. The Predator just keeps spotted for so long, and it's just all he's spotted, everybody in the Fireteam know where he is, they can keep shooting him while that is happening, and just completely cockblocks the Predator from doing anything. Every time he's spotted for 9 seconds, it's just stupidly broken, for sure. But the thing is, it's specifically more better on Recon because of the passive and the fact that he has more perk points. So Tracker costs 6 points, and with on Recon it's fine, you still have 9 perk points left. But if you try to put this on other classes, like let's say support, you put the Tracker here, it's already over. Like you cannot put any more perks since he only has 6 points. You try to put this on like Dutch, you can try to put this here, but then you only have 5 points left. Yeah, you can still make a good build with Tracker on Dutch. On Assault, not so much. Assault only has 9 points. You put a Tracker here, only have 3 points left. Won't be able to use much. So overall, Tracker is OP, sure, but mainly on Recon. Although other classes, this spotting duration is not going to be as high, and it's going to limit the Fireteam build overall, because it's always gonna be costing 6. It's gonna take away 6 of the perk points of all the classes, and when you do that, it's gonna limit a lot the other perks that you can use. So like you're sacrificing most of the perk points on other classes for the longer spotting duration. But then because of that, you won't be able to put more useful perks. You won't be able to make a very efficient build. Sure, it can be annoying. Like if you have like 4 guys running, everybody running Assault, for example, which is a very overall balanced class, and they are all using Tracker, yeah, it's annoying, like the longer spotting duration from those guys. But still, if you know they are using Tracker, they won't be able to use Thick Skin or Gearhead, which are in my opinion, the 2 best perks in the game, which are going to be mentioned here. At number 2 spot is going to be Gearhead. Gearhead increases the number of each one of the gear that you're carrying. Just overall very useful. Sometimes 1 extra Siret, 1 extra Medikit can make all the difference. And this increases the survivability of the Fireteam by a lot. Like, it just helps. It makes a lot of difference. I lost a lot of times in which I have won because of Gearhead. Just this extra gear always make a difference. And especially in a class like, let's say, support. Mainly on the support. Like, it's stupidly. You get 1 extra Siret, 1 extra Medikit, 1 extra Scanner. It just makes a lot of difference. Gearhead increases a lot the survivability of the Fireteam. Just allows you to stay alive for longer. It helps overall with the thing. Like if everybody's using Gearhead, everybody has 3 Sirets. It's just really OP. I think it's more annoying than Tracker because their survivability is just so high. It's so harder, especially if they use this perk with the number 1 in the game, which a lot of people I know that might not agree with this. I think that most of my friends, most of the people that play with me, they are gonna agree, but maybe some people that have not played like private games with me, with like the guys that play with me much, they probably might not. But Thick Skin, number 1 perk on this game, just because it allows you to stay alive for longer. That's really all you need as Fireteam. The Fireteam becomes tankier. Everybody is tankier. Everybody has 25 more HP, and so that usually results in the Predator having to do 1 extra hit to get you down. And that 1 extra hit, like just 1 extra second that the Predator have to take to be able to shoot 1 more arrow, 1 more plasma shot. Just that 1-2 seconds that might take that can make a lot of difference. Because sometimes, I mean, the hit that was gonna get you down, it doesn't get you down because you have Thick Skin, and then the next one the Predator might miss. It might not even get a direct hit, but even if it takes a direct hit, another like consecutive hit on you, you're alive for longer. You can last 1-2 seconds longer, and while you're lasting longer, you can damage the Predator for longer. And everybody knows that the damage of the Fireteam in this game is very high, so the Predator doesn't have much time to stay under fire. So 1 second, 1-2 seconds make a lot of difference in this game. In 1-2 seconds you can get a kill and you can die as a Predator. It makes all the difference. So it's just harder for the Predator to get someone down, and when they get someone down, they have to secure the kill. So it takes longer to get the guy down. And while all of that is happening, the Predator is getting shot. And sometimes, in many cases, as I see in private games, if the guy didn't have Thick Skin, how to secure the kill, having Thick Skin prevents the Predator from getting the kill. He has to stay longer under fire, and he ends up going second win or dying before that happens. And especially in some of the tanker classes, like let's say like Dutch 87, support, but on support I don't think you even need it, especially if you have more than 1 support, because support has the damage resistance passive, which is 20%. So like this pretty much like Thick Skin. Support gives his teammates Thick Skin without having Thick Skin. But if you want to get even more OP, yeah, you can put Thick Skin on him. But I think that support overall for survivability has a thing. It's more useful to bring Gearhead. You don't need it, like, because if you have like 2 supports, they already have like Thick Skin by default just because of the passive. They give damage resistance to each other. They both are gonna be having like pretty much like 200 HP because of this damage resistance. The Predator is gonna have to do more than 200 damage to be able to down them. So you don't even need Thick Skin or support, especially if you have 2 of them. But support gives 25% resistance to other characters like Dutch 87 and Dante. And if they have Thick Skin on top of that, they're gonna have to they can take so much damage. It's just insane. Dante is gonna have 185 damage with Thick Skin, with having a support close to him. that is gonna go to, I think that his base HP is gonna be over 200, and you have like this perk as well, Train It, or the OWF Train It, which decreases by 7-8% or something like that. And you have the passive that he takes less damage while sprinting. So in result, he's gonna have like almost 50% damage resistance. So the Predator, like a plasma shot with like stacking damage, like downrange and Stalker, that usually will do 150 damage on Dante, is gonna do 75. So not only Dante is very tanky on its own, but then if you put Thick Skin, if you have a support close by, and if you're running, not only you have 185 HP, and you have 50% damage resistance. So like the Predator's weapons do half the damage, almost like half the damage to you, which is just stupid. I mean, only those that have fakes like premates, all using Dante and support know how this is like. The amount of damage, like you have to shoot like up to 6-7 arrows to get a Dante down. It's just stupid, which is why many of us just decide to focus on Plasma or the Smart Disc instead. Thick Skin allows for very overpowered like fighting compositions that are just overall very tanky. And in this game, like tankiness is just like fighting greatest strength. It's the greatest survivability, and tankiness is what allows the fighting to just win matches very easily. So, especially if they have field medic, like it's just about everybody knows about this. The people that use this, everybody using Dante or support field medic, and everybody using Thick Skin, like they are just overall very tanky. They can revive you in 1 second. It's just like a cheap way to win has fighting. Just like a very cheap way to win. It's just like, which is why I call Dante the pay to win class. Of course, with support it becomes even more broken, but it's just OP. Trust me, Thick Skin on certain classes make all the difference. The fighting have been coming very tanky makes just absurdly amount of difference. I'm just remembering like all the times that I had to deal with this. The Predator is never tanky in this game. You don't need people gonna say, oh, how about Bane? Why isn't Bane here? Because you don't need that much of a damage boost. The base damage of the best fighting weapons, which are 1011 pistol, Hammerhead, and the South pistol, on their own is already high. The base damage is already high. You don't need damage boost on the fighting weapons, honestly. But if you want, yeah, you can put Fanatic instead of Field Medic, whatever. But you really don't need that much of a damage boost. And if you are using support, you can have one support using Field Medic and other one using Leader, which Leader gives damage boost to everyone in the thing anyway. So you already have the damage boost there. But when like you can already 4 guys can always out damage the Predator. It's already easy for the Fireteam to out damage the Predator. The only chance of the Predator in this game to get someone down, to be able to get a kill and win, is by getting them down very fast, getting them down before he can get out damage. For Fireteam players, shooting at the Predator is always gonna be able to out damage the Predator. In most situations, depending on angle, of course, there's something positioning that make a difference, but usually the Predator only has like a small window of seconds to be able to down a Fireteam. But that is not gonna be possible if they are using supports and Dantes, because it's gonna take more seconds. Like the Predator is gonna take longer, it's gonna take more shots for the Predator to down someone in those situations, and so it's gonna be much easier for the Fireteam to be able to out damage the Predator. So yeah, Thick Skin is just like very OP, which there's a reason why my best assault build is just Thick Skin and Gearhead. They are the best parts in the game. It decreases the only weakness of the assault, that is like low survivability and not having much HP. So yeah, this is pretty much it. My 5 ranking for fighting perks: number 5 Action Hero, number 4 Double Time, number 3 Tracker, number 2 Gearhead, number 1 Thick Skin. Trust me, if you guys just start playing more, it makes more of a difference. Like when your play has a thing, like when everybody is using Thick Skin and you're playing as a Predator, you see that it's just always so hard to get them down, and that is even without support. With support, it just becomes stupid. It just becomes like the Predator he cannot out damage like the. And unfortunately, there is no perk that really increases Predator HP. You have Impenetrable that is like that increases damage, but that is only for bullets. It's not as useful. Like Thick Skin overall helps against like pretty much like anything the Predator uses. And well, I'm just gonna talk a little bit here about other perks in general, and which is why they are not very useful. And like there's no comparison here, to be honest. Most of the fighting perks are kind of shit. I mean, not that shit, but it's just next to these ones, there's really no reason to use them unless you're just like bored and you want to just test something different. Efficient, more XP. Who cares about XP? I mean, not me, because I'm almost max level in this game, so it's kind of useless perk. I mean, unless you want to level up fast, you're a new player, whatever. Flash Ripper, increase the damage against AI. I don't think it's even necessary because I think most AIs can die from like one headshot, so if you can just like already one shot a lot of the AI. And the AI is not your main opponent in this game, even though sometimes they can be more of a problem than the actual Predator, yes. But like, who cares about more damage to the AI? Really, there are much better perks. Multitasker, faster ADS movement speed. You can already increase the movement speed of while ADSing, like in the in-game settings. And also, if you have like a mouse, you can increase DPI. Sensitivity of movement, you can already do that with outside of the game. These perks here that only have like 1 point, I would only use them in like classes that I only have like 1 point left. Like I don't have it, I already used like a combination that only left me 1 perk point left. But even then, Fast Hands is better like than these ones anyway. So this one can be down at 1 extra time. Oh, this one is specifically annoying like Dante support, because the heavier classes, they can already be down at 1 extra time. And then if you put this on top, yeah, it can be annoying, but it's just, I don't think in most matches you're even gonna get to the point where you're gonna need this. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be getting down like 3-4 times, like that much. Very rare situations where this perk is gonna come in handy. Prepper, increase its starting weapon ammo. Sure, with some weapons, it can make a difference. And if you're playing alone, if you don't have ammo bags, but if you're playing as a team, someone can just bring ammo bags instead. Just more, it's more useful than bringing this. And in some maps you have a lot of ammo crates, so yeah, don't need it. Increase the movement speed while down it. Only a few situations that can come in hand. Try to dodge an arrow while you're getting shot while being down by the Predator maybe. But nah, just not very good. Extends the time before you bled out, also situational. Like just in a few situations that can help a little bit, but it's just better to use perks that won't let you even get down in the first place. Destrous. Oh, this one is good. I think this one I use a useful perk. Very, very useful perk overall. It helps, especially with field medic. You can revive even faster, doing the mission faster. But again, there are better perks. It's a good perk. I think Destrous is a good perk in many situations. Reviving faster, doing mission objectives faster, mudding up faster. It helps. In some classes it can make more of a difference, but in other ones don't make that much difference. Heavy hitter, mainly good on classes that are heavier, like support, Dutch 87, Dante, because those classes already do more knife damage. And then with heavy hitter you can do even more knife damage. But the problem is that good Predator players, they're not gonna come in close to you to use melee. They're probably gonna shoot plasma from a tree. So, and if their Predators are ranged, this perk is not gonna make any difference. You won't be able to use the knife on them. Big in shit. Mud up faster and stay muddy longer. It's like okay. In some classes like Recon, it can make more of a difference as you can already stay mudded for longer, you know. But I think that Destros does a better job. You already can mud up faster with Destros because it's an interaction. Sure, you won't be able to stay muddy for longer, but Destro works for other things as well, and it costs 1 more or less perk point. Picking shit is more like a perk for fun. If you just want to have fun and just stay mudded for long, try to hide from the Predator. It's more of a fun perk, but I don't think it's a use. So Yautja Bane, a lot of people love using this perk. I would use it a lot back then, but I don't think it makes that much difference. Like I said, it does help. You can feel more damage being done to the Predator, especially if you're stacking damage with specializations and leader, specialization from the other guy. Like you have like Assault Deadly, you have someone using leader. If you have Bane, I mean, you already Assault also has the the bullet extra damage. So if you're like have a class that already has damage boost, you can stack them up and they always increase more and more. Like the damage, you feel more of a difference when things are stacking in this game. Yeah, it can make a lot of make some good difference, but still, thick skin is overall better, just so you can last longer. Yautja Bane can be annoying, but the base damage of the Fireteam weapons is already high enough. Like you don't need Yautja Bane to be able to all damage the Predator. It's good. It also costs a lot of points, 6 points for this. It limits a lot of the other perks that you can use in all the classes. So nah, it's just okay. It's good perk, but it's not up there. Ice Cold, reduce the thermal body temperature. It helps a little bit in some classes, like Recon with Spotter, Operative with Spotter. It can help you if the Predator uses a lot of thermal vision, but with normal vision he can still see you. Maybe at night mode. At night mode because the Predator is blind, like at night mode, unless you lower the graphics. But like I'm just saying, like in normal vision mode, the Predator can still see you. In thermal vision it gets annoying, but some Predators with more experience can still notice that you are there, you know. But it can be annoying, like for sure. But I just think that if the Predator is like playing like PC low graphics and he doesn't use a lot of thermal vision, it's not gonna affect anything. He's just gonna be spot you from like normal vision anyway. Body armor, less damage from AI units. As long as you are killing the AI units from far, you won't take that much damage. The AI usually melt you if they come up very close to you. I don't think it's necessary. Maybe if you only have like two points left, but I would use Action Hero instead of Body Armor. Again, the focus on the match is to kill the Predator, not the AI, so it can help in some situations, but I don't think it makes much difference. This one, OWL, if I train it, less damage from the Predator. The percentage is very low, which I don't think is a problem considering it only takes 3 points. But there are just other better perks overall. I would use this perk maybe only on like Dutch 87 or Dutch 25 or Dante, because they're very tanky. They makes more of a difference in tankier fighting classes, especially if they have a passive of damage resistance, because that's gonna stack. Like Dutch 87 takes less damage while mudded, and this stacks with this one, so it's 10% less damage while mudded, plus 7% more because of this perk. With Dante it's gonna be 20% while running, so I think it makes more of a difference with those other classes, which so you can become stupidly tanky. Reduced weapon fire recoil. In some weapons, yeah, you can feel more of a difference, but it's just, I think that the best weapons in the game, you don't really need to deal with much recoil anyway. Quick release, very good perk. I think it can be very useful in certain situations, but it's not really necessary. I think that especially if your plane has a thing, the Predator is gonna go second wind before you even have to reload. Like, you don't even need to reload. Like, if everybody's hitting the shots, you won't even have to make much difference. It makes more of a difference like in 1v2, 1v1 scenarios, in my opinion. Produce less noise can be useful, like, honestly, if you are trying to hide from the Predator, but it's just situational. Like, if you're like the last guy trying to go for the radio and you don't want the Predator to see where you are, but then again the Predator can just find the radio before you. If you're like the Chopper, if you don't want you're like in a situation where you cannot fight the Predator, you have to hide. Yeah, but too situational. It's better to use other perks. 60 cents. This one is actually, it says to spot all Predator traps, but actually it spots all Predator gear. You can see also motion detectors, audio decoys, anything the Predator throws at you, any of the gear, you can automatically spot them. It's gonna show to everybody in the map. Very good anti-trap perk. Can be useful, yeah, in some situations if the Predator uses traps, which is like the most useful gear that the Predator has. But if the Predator doesn't rely much on his gear, on traps and stuff, like, won't make any difference in this situation. And it costs 6 perk points, so it can make, like, you're sacrificing a lot of perk points just to be able to spot the Predator traps. And even then, like, you spot them, but that doesn't mean like maybe your fighting player, older fighting players won't pay much attention, and they're still gonna get trapped anyway. So yeah, it's good, but it's just situational. Too situational. Depends a lot on the kind of way that the Predator plays, you know. But usually you don't only need one person in the Fireteam using 60 cents. And then yeah, Predator traps are gonna be pretty much useless. But if you are a really good player, you can spot the traps without needing this perk. You can just spot them just for looking around. You notice spots that the Predator can throw traps from. Don't really necessary in most situations. Iron Lungs, bonus stamina and exhaustion recovery. Good if you want to chase the Predator a lot, but again, it's better to just overall be super tanky and just do intermission. If you guys want to just chase the Predator down, you can use this. It helps a little bit to just chase him for longer. But every time you chase, you kind of like always can risk yourself getting attacked. Again, I mean, unless it's like night mode, which then the Predator is just fucked anyway. But I think they're just, in some of the classes that are good for chasing, like Scout, you don't need Iron Lungs. I think they already have like enough stamina. Fast Hands, probably the best 1-point perk in the game. So you can change between weapons and gear fast. Yeah, it's useful. Yeah, it helps a lot in some situations. I think you can even use Sirets faster with this when you change between using a Siret and when you have a gun and you're gonna use a Siret. It helps a lot. Yeah, like if you only have 1 perk point left, use Fast Hands. It's good perk. It's a good perk. Like most of the ones that didn't make to the top 5, like half of them are like okay, good. Other ones are like, nah, there's no much point in using it when you have other perks available. Well, that's it guys. Next video is gonna be about the Predator perks.